Hit that sub button, guys, for the latest in boxing. So recently, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, has said in a TMZ interview that he actually believes that Anthony Joshua is an easier fight than Luis Ortiz was. He believes when he steps in the ring with Anthony Joshua, that would actually be an easier fight than Luis Ortiz. And I could see where Wilder's going with this. Wilder says that when he looks at Anthony Joshua is a very stiff heavyweight. Anthony Joshua doesn't have the experience that someone like Luis Ortiz has. He believes because Anthony Joshua has so much muscles, it actually slows him down and it makes him a slower heavyweight. He says when he fought Luis Ortiz, he believes that Luis Ortiz was able to put his punches together. And he's more fluent, I guess, with his movement. And if you go and look at the Luis Ortiz fight, there was a round where Luis Ortiz was actually, because he was predominantly coming forward, right? He was being aggressive. But there was a few rounds where you saw Luis Ortiz try to, go on the back foot against Wilder. Like, he'll switch it up. And he'll try to, like, box Wilder. One thing I will say is, when it comes to experience, I guess what he's saying is because Luis Ortiz has a really extended amateur record. So he's saying that's what, because I'm pretty sure many boxing fans will look at Anthony Joshua and be like, well, Anthony Joshua faced Vladimir Klitschko. Luis Ortiz never faced Vladimir Klitschko, and that's true. But Luis Ortiz is a guy with a lot of amateur experience. And Luis Ortiz, in my opinion, is a very good southpaw, a very good technical fighter. Do I necessarily think he's going to be easier than Anthony Joshua? It's hard to say. One thing I will say is, if Anthony Joshua gasses out, if he finds himself halfway across this, halfway through the fight, round 6, and he's still there, Wilder, and he's starting to gas himself out, that's where Deontay Wilder's going to be the most dangerous. When it comes to the majority of heavyweights, they gas out. Luis Ortiz gassed out against Deontay Wilder. He was competitive, but he started gassing himself out. When he hurt Wilder, he went for broke. Against Deontay Wilder. And he tried to finish him off. But Deontay Wilder had too much heart and he couldn't finish off Deontay Wilder, right? It's funny because I've seen some people say, well, if that was Anthony Joshua in the 7th round against Luis Ortiz, and if he would have, hurt Deontay Wilder, he would have finished him off. My question to you guys is, how do you guys know? How do you guys know that Anthony Joshua would have finished off Deontay Wilder? Luis Ortiz hurt Deontay Wilder badly, and he was really trying to finish off Deontay Wilder, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it because Deontay Wilder had too much heart, and he gassed himself out. When Anthony Joshua dropped Vladimir Klitschko, Anthony Joshua went for broke. Vladimir Klitschko was in his 40s. Anthony Joshua couldn't stop him. I believe it was the 5th or 6th round. Anthony Joshua went for broke. He was trying to stop Vladimir Klitschko. He couldn't stop him. He couldn't stop Vladimir Klitschko. And look at what happened to Anthony Joshua, because, people keep saying, well, Luis Ortiz was 39. So, Anthony Joshua was younger than Luis Ortiz. So because he's younger than Luis Ortiz, he's going to have more energy. And since he has more energy than Luis Ortiz and more endurance, and because he's more youthful, he's going to be able to stop Deontay Wilder if he hurts him. But the thing is, like I said, how do you know that? How do you know that? Anthony Joshua was far younger than Vladimir Klitschko in terms of age. He was, 13 years his junior? But when he hurt Vladimir Klitschko and he went for broke, he couldn't get rid of Vladimir Klitschko. And look at what happened. When he couldn't get rid of him, just like Luis Ortiz, he gassed himself out. And look at what ended up happening. Vladimir Klitschko ended up dropping him for the first time in his career, and Vladimir Klitschko ended up beating him up. There was a round where he was really beating up Anthony Joshua. So for people to just think that or assume that if because Anthony Joshua is young, if he hurts Deontay Wilder, he's going to be able to immediately finish him off. What if he can't finish him off? What if he hurts him 30 seconds, with 30 seconds left and he's not able to finish him off? Or because Deontay Wilder, let's say he's able to hold on to Anthony Joshua. Again, Deontay Wilder said that Anthony Joshua is stiffer than Luis Ortiz in that shoe. But, he's been losing weight, Anthony Joshua. I've been seeing videos of him throwing combinations. But again, that's just training videos, That's why I'm curious to see him in there with Joseph Parker. Let's see if he's any faster. Let's see if his endurance is any better. Because, I truly believe if you're fighting Deontay Wilder and you gas out against him, you're fucked. I think you're fucked if you gas out against Deontay Wilder. Because that's when Deontay Wilder takes advantage of you. That's when he starts, being more aggressive. That's when he starts letting his hands go. Look at how immediately he started getting aggressive when Luis Ortiz was, exhausted, when he was out. And he took advantage of that. I'm telling you right now, I keep telling people this. Because people keep expecting Anthony Joshua to just blow out Deontay Wilder. It's not going to happen. He's not going to blow him out in 2 rounds. Anyway, guys, I'm going to make a separate video of that. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Subscribe as always for more boxing videos. And this is McGregor. I'm out. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.